Okay, students, now we are on lesson 2, chapter 11. The lesson before was the mean. Remember, the mean is the average. It's taking a set of data, adding that set of data up, and then taking the number pieces of data and dividing it to get an average. So it basically looks something like this. So if I had some numbers like 10 plus 12 plus 8 plus 11. And I added these numbers up. There'd be 10 plus 12 plus 8 plus 11. That's 41. So these numbers would be 41. And then I would take that, and I have 4 pieces of data, divide it by 4, and it's 10.25. So the average, with all these numbers added together, the average of these numbers is 10.25. And what's interesting is it's easy to check if you were to put these numbers in an order here, 8 by the from the smallest to the least to the greatest, or smallest to the highest. We have a 10, we have 11, 8, 10, 11, and 12. And so we're saying it's 10.25, which is really, it's right there in the middle. So that would be the average. That's the center. So now what we're doing is we're talking about lesson 2, which is the median and mode. And guess what median is, students? That's going to be the easiest thing for you to remember. Just remember small, medium, and large, but in this case it's called median. Okay, median. Okay, so let's continue. In this case, a data set can also be described by its median or its mode. The mean, median, and mode are also called measures of center. And it's exactly what you think it is, students. It's a center of something because they describe the center of a set of data. And in this case, I showed you right here, when you figure out the average here with these 4 numbers, 10.25 fell right about in the middle of that center there. So it's the median. The median. Okay, students, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just briefly write this information in for you. It's pretty easy. So we know the mean is the average. Okay, that's the average. And we know the median is the number that's centered in the middle of a total of a set of numbers. So it's the number in the center of the data set. Okay, and then the last one is the mode. The mode is the number that appears most often. Now we worked the last couple of days on the mean. That's the one that I believe that you may have a little difficult time doing. That's why I worked a couple of days with that, but I think that you guys have grasped that. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the median and the mode because they are very simple. They actually have put both of them in the same lesson. Okay? Excellent. Let's go ahead and look at this set right here in the real world link. The real world link. Okay, so we have the table shows the number of Atlantic hurricanes in different years. So we have 2 problems here. Here is a set of data with the Atlantic hurricanes. Order the data from least to greatest. That's always the first thing you want to do with a set of data when you're looking for a median and when you're looking for a mode. So we're going to go ahead and put this data set in the order from least to greatest. So we're going to go ahead and I'll put them right up here. I'm going to put 4, and I always cross them out as I go along. 5, 7, 8, and you have to put both 9s. All your numbers have to go down regardless if they show twice. And then 15. Make sure I have all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, great. Now they're all in number order. So order the data set from least to greatest. Circle the number in the middle. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. So there has to be an equal amount of numbers on each side. So in this case, the center of this data set is going to be 8. That's the center of the data set. And that's why they say to center that. That is the center of the data set. So what number's in the middle? The number 8. Now let's look at the next one. Find the mean and compare the middle number to the mean of data set. Kind of like that one that I did up here, students, where I found the mean and I actually put it right there in the middle. That's what they want you to do here to see if it's actually correct. So let's go ahead and we'll add our numbers up. Okay, we have 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 15. So that's 57. So we take the 57 and divide it by the pieces of data set we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to check it again just to make sure. As I mentioned, remember, it's always good to check your work a couple of times. Sometimes, even if you're using a calculator, you can mess up. And 15 equals, and that's correct, divided by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's saying that my my average is 8.14. So when you look at this, round to the nearest tenth, it's going to actually be 8. So it is correct, and that is the center of the data set, this. And that's the median, which is the average. Average, and you're right, students, the average and the median are basically the same. But you find out the answers in a different way. Remember, the median, all the numbers have to be put in order from least to greatest before you could find the middle. Excellent. Okay, students, I think you're going to enjoy doing these because they're very easy, okay? So again, we have the average is the mean. The mean is your average, which is taking the total number of data, totaling the total pieces of data, and then dividing it by the number of pieces you have. Your median is taking all of your numbers you have, putting them in sequential order or least to greatest, and then finding the number that's in the middle of that set. And the last one is the mode. The mode is the number that appears the most. So if we were to pick the mode in this one, it's going to be what? What number appears the most in this line? It's going to be a 9. So this would be my mode. Okay, and you're probably saying, well, when am I ever going to use this? We're gonna go over this and I'll show you, okay?